En su primera entrevista oficial, el nuevo jefe de la policía de las escuelas de Charlotte-Mecklenburg, Jonathan D. Thomas, detalla los retos, prioridades y planes para mantener la seguridad de estudiantes y personal en todas las escuelas del distrito. En esta entrevista exclusiva para Progreso Hispano News, manifiesta que llega con un compromiso claro: garantizar entornos seguros y fomentar la confianza de la comunidad educativa.
What is your main goals as the new CMS School Police Chief?
My main goal is to make both the students and the faculty and administrators feel safe that they can come to school, for the students to be able to come to school, learn in a safe environment, and for the teachers and administrative staff to do to the best of their ability, be able to teach our students without having to worry about safety, crime, incidents, anything like that. I want them to be able to come in and concentrate on learning.
Okay. What steps will you take to reduce violent and juvenile crime?
That's where you have to work hand in hand with a lot of agencies. When you look at the making sure that students are involved, you have students getting involved with athletics, clubs, anything they can do. If a juvenile is getting involved in crime, a lot of times it's because they don't have a role model or they don't have something to occupy their time, and that gets them in maybe with the bad group, or that time when if we get them involved in activities, making sure academics, sports, any kind of club, that gives them something to focus their energies. As a teenager, as a young kid, you've got a lot of energy. You have to give them somewhere to put that energy. So if you give them worthwhile places to go and things to do, then that they'll be a better student, they'll be a better person, versus if they're just sitting around, like I said, they might just get into that wrong just habits, and they turn to crime.
Okay. How does CMS decide where to install metal detectors, and what impact do they have on students?
Okay. All of our high schools, all of our middle schools, we do that, and our goal is to expand as much as we can. Where everyone has detection, every school has detection capabilities. When we look at that, what we do is we make sure that our schools can only be entered, and everyone coming into the high schools, middle schools are screened. We also have procedures where to go into any school, you must be checked in even after the normal checking hours. Everyone's screened coming through to our older schools. As we buy more of the detection systems, we're looking to expand it. We don't get rid of the old ones. We keep putting them to where we can make every school as safe as possible.
Parents fear school shootings. What will CMS do to help prevent them in local schools?
Right. There's two sides to that. There's the prevention side, like you mentioned earlier, metal detectors, and then there's the if an event happens, how well we respond. On the prevention side, when I came here, I didn't know every plan that the school had, and I thought maybe I would have to make some changes. I have a large background in the planning and emergency response, but I was very pleasantly surprised when I got here. CMS is ahead of the curve. Our standard response protocol, which we went to for the last year, and are still training our entire staff and students on further engaging in that plan. The I Love You Guys Foundation, and it's the one pushed by the state. It is a very good response protocol. We are constantly having drills at the schools where the students learn how we go through, a secure, a lockdown, a hold, to where in an event of emergency, they know what to do. We also send evaluators out every day to schools. And it's, not every school every day, but aside from the security associates and the officers that are stationed at the schools, we're evaluating how secure is that school. Are the doors locked? Can someone sneak into the school? We want everyone to be screened coming in. We want it to be, it's called target hardening. We want, if someone is looking to do a bad thing in the school, they look at that and go, I cannot get in there. I cannot get in there unseen. Because as you look nationwide at the events that have happened, usually there's been a mistake that has happened where that person has been able to come in. They've been able to sneak into the school. They've been able to find an open door. By preventing anything like that and making it a harder target, we make it to where the less likelihood of an event like that happening in our schools. And like I said earlier, it's not just the prevention, it's also what happens if something's there. A big part of our protocols in an event of an emergency, are we locking these doors down fast enough? Are we keeping our students secure in the schools? When you look, it's that access that once an event happens and that, the suspect being able to roam through the school and increase the acts of violence they have, our procedures are set to where they cannot get into any room. They are not able to go, hall to hall, door to door, room to room. Getting that quick lockdown and having those drills in place makes it's safer for us. And then we want law enforcement in the area, very well trained. You will not see the mistakes that you've seen in other areas. They're going to go in, they're going to and go and find that acts of violence and stop them. And then our medical staff, our firefighters, everyone there is very, very well trained. We are very aggressive, getting in, helping as many people as possible, working with the staff, and then alerting the parents what's happened and reunifying the loved ones that they have. Because you see, that's the biggest fear of parents. Oh my goodness, something has happened at the school. Is my kid okay? The quicker we can let our parents know, your kid is fine, this is what's happened, this is what we have done, we reduce that panic. So we have the constant preparation. We want to prevent it. If something does happen, we want to have the best response possible, and we want to make sure that we're getting clear and concise communications to our parents.
Okay, and the last question now. How will you build a stronger trust with the Latino community?
Same thing. We want to be available to them. We want to be a partner to the Latino community. They are a huge part of our community. It's a very rich and vibrant culture that has come in, and we enjoy the Latino community in Charlotte. There are so many of our students that you can see how it's influenced our schools. We want to make sure they feel safe there, that they're able to learn, and by doing that, we're approachable. Our officers are working with them. We're working with other organizations, helping. We love to have as many of our officers dual language as possible. As people are transitioning to English, we like to be able to still communicate with everyone. We are not out there to make anything a hostile environment for anybody. We want them to feel welcomed, and our locations are a place of learning.
El CMS abre un capítulo importante en la seguridad escolar con la incorporación de su nuevo jefe de policía, quien asume el reto de proteger estudiantes, familias y personal con responsabilidad, cercanía y un firme compromiso con la comunidad.